Reported the president speaking out more forcefully against white supremacy groups. Here's more from earlier this afternoon.
To anyone who acted criminally in this weekend's racist violence, you will be held fully accountable. We must love each other, show affection for each other, and unite together in condemnation of hatred, bigotry, and violence.
Joining me now is Lawrence Jones, host of The Blaze. Lawrence, good to see you.
Hey there, my friend.
You watched this speech unfold just a short time ago. What did you make of the president's words?
I was happy. I was like, finally, it happened. It happened. This is what the president should have done. But now that he's done it, he called the enemy by its name. It's time to move on and start the healing process. I think the president sent a strong message from the White House that this will not be tolerated. We know exactly what white supremacy is. We know exactly what white nationalism is. We won't tolerate it in this country. The person that did this will be prosecuted. The federal government is involved. He would most likely get the chair. I think this is a strong message from the president as well as the attorney general. This is what we wanted to see from the very beginning.
So by you saying this is what we wanted to see from the very beginning, did you view his first response, his initial response to this violence, as a misstep?
You know, I think the president, I don't know if he was aware or not, but it wasn't so much as a misstep as it wasn't far enough. He did say they were bigots. He did say that this hate shouldn't be tolerated in this country. But like President Obama with radical Islam, he didn't call the enemy by its name. And I think this was an opportunity, like President Obama made the mistake many a times, to call the enemy by its name. I think it's important for the enemy to know that we know who they are and that we'll go after them. And I think the president cleaned that up today, but he didn't do it initially. But better late than never.
You heard from Senator Cory Gardner, a Republican, earlier saying he should use this opportunity today to say this is terrorism, this is domestic terrorism, this is white nationalism, and has to stop. A Republican, another Republican, Congresswoman Ileana Rose-Layton of Florida, said on Twitter this: white supremacists, neo-Nazis, and anti-Semites are the antithesis of our American values. There are no other sides to hatred and bigotry. So, like you, even some from his own party were criticizing him before his newest words and before his fresh statement a few minutes ago, were criticizing his initial response to this. So you are saying that was fair?
That was fair. But look, it's time to move on, though, Sandra. He did it. I think the criticism was warranted. But now it's time for the president to take the lead on the healing process. I understand why people were frustrated. You know, as a black man in the Republican side of the spectrum, a conservative, we already have issues with reaching the other side. And part of it is because of race relations. And it's tough when it comes to race relations for any president. President Obama would do the same thing. Every president goes through the same thing with race relations. I think this was a learning experience for the president, and I hope when these situations come again, which they will come again, that he'll be prepared. We know in Texas A&M, right where I'm at in Dallas, that there will be another protest on September the 11th. How will we respond? There's too many of us that are loving Americans that hate white supremacy or any type of hate, and we should be speaking out against that. The president will have another opportunity to speak out against that then. I think he'll be prepared then.
A very passionate President Trump that we heard from just a short time ago. And Lawrence Jones, very good to get your response to all of that. Thank you.